If we're being honest with ourselves, the San Francisco 49ers shouldn't touch Jalen Ramsey in a potential trade with a 10-foot pole. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. And it's not because I believe Jalen Ramsey isn't a good player. He's an all pro cornerback. He is one of the better cover corners in this league. And we know him well. I mean, he played for the Rams for many years. But honestly, if you want to talk about it from that element, and you think of it just from a 49ers perspective, was Jalen Ramsey ever a problem going against him, whether for the Rams, even back to the Jaguars when he was on their team? If you don't remember, I think it was like the 0-8, 0-9 San Francisco 49ers beat Jacksonville with Jalen Ramsey on that roster. And I think that was the 2017 year. And like Jimmy Garoppolo had, like what, 3 games under his belt at that point. I can't even remember. It's almost so long ago. But the point being is, Jalen has never really been a problem for the San Francisco 49ers. And then again, that's not meaning he's not a good player. And because he's never been a problem for the 49ers, that automatically means 49ers shouldn't take him. No, there are much more substantial reasons of why the San Francisco 49ers shouldn't take Jalen Ramsey, and it starts with his contract. In 2024, he signed a 3-year, $72 million contract. So not only are you trading for a player, giving up assets to go and get this guy, you're getting a guy who's on the back end of his career. He's on the back nine, guys. And as we've seen with the San Francisco 49ers, paying big money for Javon Hargrave, and considering the fact that, you look at the state of their defensive line, you look at how they have operated in free agency, this just doesn't feel like a move that makes sense for a guy who's going to be turning 31 this year and has a lot of years left on his contract. Now, as you can see, there is a void year after this year. So potentially the cap hit that you are absorbing is in the range of 16.6 million just for this year. But again, why would you trade assets for a potential 1-year rental when you're not just one player away on the defensive side? And if you're thinking of this from a long-term perspective, in 2026 you're going to be paying 25 million against the cap, 26 million against the cap in 2027, and then in 2028 when he is 34 years old it jumps up to 36 million. So I don't see the need for it. I don't see why the 49ers would want to go and do this like in the vacuum of like playing Madden and just putting a player on your roster. Sure, who wouldn't want a all I just think that with the 49ers current roster construction, the situation with them in negotiations with Brock Purdy and with George Kittle, I just don't see the need to bring on an aging veteran like that who's making a lot of money. This is a pretty quality draft, and you can find some solid cornerbacks on late day two. And I would much prefer that the San Francisco 49ers go that route. Yeah, would it be great to have a veteran to kind of replace Charvarius Ward to pair up with Diamador Lenore? Of course. But again, at the end of the day, I just don't see this as a move that makes a ton of sense. I've been asked a lot about it. A lot of fans have said, "Oh, Brad, should we go trade for Jalen Ramsey?" The 49ers have the fourth best odds to go and trade for him. And, I think of this like every single offseason. Every top player is connected to the 49ers in some way, shape, or form. I don't know why. I don't know how this always occurs. I don't know whether it's a player to be traded, a player to be signed. You always notice how the 49ers are somehow involved. Um, at least from a media perspective. So, and more often than not, it doesn't come to fruition. And people have been saying like, "Oh, well, this would be just like bringing in Richard Sherman," and I don't agree. Richard Sherman was a free agent, and he was able to be signed that way, not acquired via trade, not making an insane amount of money. It was completely different set of circumstances. So I don't find them to be the same. And so for me, I'm personally out on it. I I really wasn't planning on making a video on this at all. But to be honest, I keep getting asked about this on like my Instagram page, and I've seen some DMs of fans asking me, "Hey, should we go and trade for Jalen Ramsey?" And I think, the you look at the resume and you look at what he's been able to accomplish, and you look at the 49ers roster, and you could believe why you would want more help at cornerback, because you do have Diamador, you got Renardo Green, and then you got some unproven guys, right, as well. But I to me, I'm not a big fan of Jalen Ramsey, and maybe that's why, maybe a little biased. But again, you get past the bias, you look at the contract, and the contract looks doesn't look great. And you know, I don't know. I would prefer the 49ers go in a different direction. I don't know what the compensation would be. Would it be a third round pick? Would it be a second round pick? I don't know if you can somehow maybe work like a sixth round pick and then renegotiate his contract. Uh, maybe I would be more open to it. But just as it currently stands, I don't think the 49ers should do it, and I don't see the 49ers doing it. For all the reasons I have mentioned. So, um, for me, I am out, but I am curious to know what you guys think. Do you think the 49ers should be going after Jalen Ramsey via a trade? Aging veteran on the back nine of his career. Hey, for me, it's a no. But for you, you could feel much differently, and you could potentially see how he would help the San Francisco 49ers this year. Uh, Give me Dean. But you guys let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.